There you have it, the lock of the week. This week for UFC Vegas 103 is going to be my dude, Cody Brundage. I know how good Cody is, how good he can be, and this is the perfect opportunity and the perfect matchup to show who he actually is as a fighter, and I am so confident in the world. If you want to fade this, if you all bias pick, whatever, I don't give a fucking fuck if you fade this pick, but you will regret it come next week.
Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day, and say to yourself, it's not over until I win. My bitch a press a cut, little demon in the cut. You mean? Go raiding at the church. You moving wrong, we clutch. You slime, we sharing sluts. My twin is only us. Go platinum, fuck a budget. My little demon in the cut. You mean? Go raiding at the church. You moving wrong, we clutch. You slime, we sharing sluts. Real rap, I'm trapping bags. Real ice on both my sleeves. The numbers on them bells. They don't think you sell it. When we go Ferrari truck, the new one. Just shipped from overseas. Got them to change the quota. Right now we chasing pockets loaded, hailing dirty wreck. That shit that made me sneeze. I knew how to count the money before I learned to read. Hey, say gang, put a yacht off the coast. Yeah. Put a yacht on the coast. Who you with? I crush the nose. Say gang, they ready to vote me in.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to We Want Picks. My name is Jacob, aka the Freckled Saddler Man. They're here to bring you my lock of the week for UFC 313. But before we get into this week's lock of the week, how about Cody Brundage? How about my dude coming through? There was never a doubt in my mind. If you guys didn't know, if you guys are tuning in for the first time, welcome to We Want Picks. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you are new. This is the lock of the week where I pick one underdog that I believe in my mind is going to win with 100% certainty. And as you can see, we have won 3 in a row, 4 of the last 5, but we are not done yet. Last week we had Cody Brundage, my dude, my friend, as lock of the week, and he came through in a big way. I was able to talk to him after the fight. You guys saw almost a little bit of a scuffle in the fight right after the fight. If you guys want to hear that entire story, make sure you check out the entire podcast with Angelo Tuesday night. I don't know what time you're watching this, but it was last night, Tuesday night. I talk about the entire situation in the very beginning of that podcast. It was crazy. I was hot. I was heated. I was so excited for Cody to get that done. I told you guys that you were going to regret it. I know I have my bias picks, but even in my biases, a lot of times I can still be right. So we are on a nice little trek here. Every time people give up on us and start fading us, that's when we lock in. That's when we get it going. Like I said, this week we got something real special, and we are going to keep this momentum going. So for lock of the week for UFC 313, there are 3 people I am considering as dogs for lock of the week. The first person is not going to be an underdog anymore, but if you were a premium member, WeWantPicks.com for only $10 a month, I did get this individual as an underdog, so I can consider them as lock of the week. The first person I'm considering for lock of the week is going to be Ignacio Bahama Mama versus Jalen Turner. I just like his activity, his toughness, his volume, his kicks, the range of strikes that he can throw, and if it goes on the ground, I believe he is going to be more dangerous. That's why he is being considered for lock of the week for UFC 313. The second person I'm considering for lock of the week for UFC 313 is going to be Bruno Vajeda versus a former lock of the week in Armen Petrosyan. Listen, Bruno has hands of fucking steel. You want to talk about Superman Petrosyan? The man of steel is Bruno, the Hulk. He has heavy hands, and people kind of forget about the wrestling, the grappling, the judo abilities of Bruno. He is another person I'm considering for lock of the week for UFC 313. The last person I'm considering for lock of the week for UFC 313 is going to be Chris Gutierrez versus Sexy Mexi, another former lock of the week, Sexy Mexi. But Chris Gutierrez, I always say, pick the better striker in a mostly striking match. I think Chris Gutierrez is going to keep this striking. He's been working hard with Isaac Dolgarian in the wrestling defense. Isaac's going to be in his corner. You already saw a little bit in his last fight being able to defend those takedowns and at space, those leg kicks, the striking. He is the better striker. As long as he can throw enough volume and stay active enough in the striking, I think he gets this done. That is going to be another consideration for Lock of the Week for UFC 313. So with all that said, you know, I can give you 3 picks, but I only pick one every single week. The Lock of the Week for UFC 313 to do 4 in a row. 5 of our last 6 is going to be.
Smash.
I be on it all night, man. I be on it all day. Straight up, if you want me, you can find me in the air. I'm on it, 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 I'm on it.
Time and time again, I gotta tell these niggas and these hoes, I'm from College Park, where we move that weed and we slang that blow. Get dope on a daily basis, get high, make them ugly faces. Smoke a draw and I'm on probation. My blunts and I don't be lacing. I'm on that kryptonite. Come to my kryptonite. Let me beat that puss all night. Run to your buddies how fuck you right. Tell them about all the plaques on the wall. Tell them how you lick my ball. Tell them how concrete run the street. Big boy, he put us on.
Chevy rider, slanging powder, Simpson roll through Dixie Hills, diamond pressed against that.
So there you have it. The Lock of the Week this week is gonna be Bruno Ferreira. We've got the Hulk versus Superman. A very interesting matchup. The 3 keys to victory, in my opinion, for Bruno. Hey, number 1, maybe let's get back to some wrestling. You're like a double black belt in judo with some grappling as well. Every fight you've had in the UFC, I understand you've been up against another kind of wrestler grappling. You've kind of shied away from that. Guess what? Armin Petrosian isn't that person. He's had some deficiencies in the wrestling, in the grappling. Let's get some big strikes into a clinch, throw him to the ground, and let's maul this guy. Number 2, let's settle into this fight a little bit. You don't have to overextend early. I like that patience that you showed in the last fight. Came into that second round and really kind of took it to that German Abus and turned him back into a Russian grappler. I want the same thing to happen here. 2 and 3 kind of go together. Let's kind of settle into the fight early, but when it's time to go, let's be physical, let's be aggressive, extend those combinations and put that paw on the guy. Don't be afraid to crash into the clinch, to the judo, and get this guy to the ground. Listen, Armin Petrosian, I know him very well. He is a capable striker, not as dangerous as people think. And if the striking doesn't go his way, guess what? Abus was able to go to the wrestling to stifle the big power of Bruno, who hurt Abus in a big way. Armin Petrosian, there's no backup plan here, right? If he starts getting hurt, he's just kind of slug that shit out, and that does not work. Ask Dustin Stoltzfus if that works versus Bruno Ferreira. So Bruno Ferreira is going to be the Lock of the Week for UFC 313 to go 4 in a row. 5 of our last 6. I am so confident in this pick. Let me know in the comments below your underdog Lock of the Week for UFC 313. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video. Subscribe if you are new. WeWantPicks.com. It's only $10 a month. Thank you guys so much for all the support. The videos are going well. Everything's going well. Let's keep the momentum going. All good vibes. I appreciate you guys. I'm out of here. Peace.